Little Smoky River, you've been good to me. From every fallen timber, be a strong standing tree.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm out in my garage today. I was just gonna come out and do some casting, different very different calibers and stuff, different variations. And before I get started, I know YouTube keeps taking down my casting videos, so this one isn't going to be a casting video. It's going to be like a Lee maintenance / like tips and tricks sort of video. So if you have one of these Lee bottom pours like this, I made this little stand to just make it easier for me. I guess I could have done a video on that, but I made it a few years ago, and I didn't even think to make a video on it. But whatever, it's a pretty common sense contraption, just to hold your molds up, so you don't have to keep levitating them. After they get tiring after a while. But so this video is going to be like just tips and tricks and cleaning of your Lee pots, and that's pretty much all it is. I'll tell you what you're going to need to maintenance it or take it apart. You're going to need a 1/4 inch drive and a dental pick. I just put a 90-degree bend on a very thin piece of one end of dental pick, and I put a shorter bend on the other one. And I just heated it up and whatnot afterwards to try to harden it a little bit. This tool will save you a lot of time and gunk, like mess and stuff in wherever you're casting. And then a 1/4 inch, that's pretty much all you need. So I'll try to flip it around and show you what I'm doing. Okay, so basically what we want to do is we got this valve system here, and sometimes it can seize up, and sometimes it can just get overclogged full of junk inside the valve stem inside there. So what you want to do is you want to take these two off, and they're a 1/4. So I'm gonna try and do this with one hand. Let's see how well this works. Try not to lose these screws, because I'm assuming you can get replacements, but this way you won't have to order them or anything. See if that's finger. Nope, not quite. These are longer screws than I thought they were. Than I remember them being. Okay, I guess they just come off like that, so they'll just stay there. Next guy. It might kind of fall apart if you're trying to do this with one hand like I am. Sorry if you're not getting everything in the shot. I don't have a tripod. There we go. So they can just stay there. There's your weighted auto closer thing. I don't know what you would call it. And then you got your stem in there. And just pull it out of the recess there. Might take a little bit of manipulating, especially if it's been sitting in there for a while and it's cool. The lead's all cooled down. There we go. And you can see how much crud and crap is on that stem. A lot. And there's a lot down there too. So we're going to try and clean this out as best as we can. With this guy, I'm just going to scrape it off with like a chisel or something. This guy, you don't need to do any cleaning with him. He's fine. But you kind of want to clean up inside there. So I just take like a screwdriver, a flathead or something. So you just want to scrape off the sides as best as you can. Again, this is going to be really awkward to do with one hand. Just get in there, scrape the sides as best as you can. And now I will tell you right now not to throw your straight up wheel weight lead in here unless you have cleaned it. If you've cleaned your lead, that's okay, that's fine. But if you have not cleaned your lead, I would not suggest throwing it in here, because it's just going to cause your valve to clog super easily. You don't want that to happen. Try and scrape as best as you can in here, around the valve area here, as best as you can. I will come back one. Okay, so we've been at it for a little bit now, and that's all the crap that I got out from the bottom. That's quite a bit of stuff. It's definitely looking a lot cleaner in there. You can kind of see the areas that I scraped off and everything. Now, you don't have to get this flawless every time because this buildup happens like pretty fast. I would say like after 4 or 5 casting sessions, even if you've cleaned your lead, you're still going to get a lot of crap build up in here. Now, I just got the majority of it out, and it's going to flow a lot better now. Another thing you could do is check the bottom spout here. There's a small piece of lead stuck to the bottom, as you can see there. You can just pull that out. And then you might have to wait till it heats up, but this is where I use the dental pick piece, and I try to push up inside the little valve hole there. And I can't quite get in there right now. But you just want to do your best to try and clean that out as best as you can. It'll be easier maybe if it's heated up before you start pouring lead in there. Maybe just clear that out to make sure you got as much crud and dust and stuff out of there as you possibly can after it's been heated up. And a good practice to get into after you're finished a casting session would be to take it. You can actually grab it with gloves and grab it like this on the side. And then you can take it and dump it into something like this, and then give the metal part a few taps. Not the soft aluminum housing, but the actual metal part, the face there. Give that a bunch of taps with like a wooden dowel or even a metal screwdriver or something, and it should loosen up a bunch of crud even when it's hot. And then let it cool, and it'll last a bit longer before you have to actually go through and clean it like this. I haven't done it in a few sessions now, but you can see all the crap and rust and flakes and everything. I just get a slag container, and I pour it all in the slag container. And then I'll use this for my sprue cuts for when I'm actually casting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then to reassemble, it's the exact same way. Or sorry, I forgot about this guy here. There's a few ways you can clean him. You can just scrape it off with a screwdriver like I did. And I'll even take it one step farther and actually take a piece of steel wool or a piece of sandpaper, and I'll clean it off the rest of the way. You want this piece more clean than anything else. From here, from the tip to about here, is what you really want clean, about just this last section where the valve actually goes inside. The rest doesn't really matter a whole lot. And then there's a little end bit's got a screw on there, and the reason for that is, let's say you're having issues with feeding or it just keeps drizzling, you can use your dental pick and go through the bottom and try to loosen up some crud, and then you can go up through the top and just take the dental pick and rotate this piece back and forth. And then you could try casting again, or sorry, try pouring another one, and it should work pretty good. But yeah, those are the tools I recommend you do, and I do recommend you cleaning your casting equipment every so often, even if it's only every half year or something like that, every 6 months or however often you cast. So yeah. Another thing you can do is, if you want to unclog that without casting after, you could tip this thing upside down, and you could take a propane torch and heat up that nozzle for a good 30 seconds, and then take your dental pick that you have your 90 bend on there, and then you just poke at it until it falls out through the other side, and then you should be good to go, unclogged. That's pretty much all I have for this video. Just a little quick tips and everything like that. I'm gonna get to casting a bunch of different calibers. I wish I could show you guys what I'm doing, but I feel like it's gonna get taken down. So I can show you the mold that I'll be using, and it's just this is for a 375 diameter. It's a conical style projectile for the 36. But there's something else I've been working on. That video I will show once I get a bunch of these casted. So until then, well, we'll see you next time. Dusty Tucker signing out.